And then we had, of course, Dan Hooker versus Benoit Saint-Denis. I think we all knew this fight was going to be a good one. This fight reminded me a lot of Darren Till versus Dricus du Plessis, because in the first round, it was very clear that Dan Hooker had the tools to win that fight, right? When he was doing his thing, landing the teep, throwing the head kick, Benoit Saint-Denis didn't have any answers for it. Even the guillotines. Like, I will be amazed if Benoit Saint-Denis is able to pull off, even get remotely close to beating some people who will commit way harder to those submissions. We were talking about this. If Benoit Saint-Denis fights Charles Oliveira, he's getting slimed out. If he fights Max Holloway, he's getting slimed out. If he fights Ilia Topuria, he's getting slimed out. Like, it's almost... in his last few fights, it's looked pretty good, but I actually don't think that he has the right style to break through the top 5. He's got a good style to break through ranks 5 to 10, right? But if he fights anybody in the top 5, he is not winning those fights. He's too hittable. His style of wrestling is way too prone to submissions. He fights Patty, he's getting slimed out. Like, Patty would finish that guillotine. The kinds of guillotines that Dan Hooker was throwing up, Patty would finish those. No doubt in my mind. Mm-hmm. Patty's also gigantic as well. And it just felt like Dan Hooker made too many tactical errors in this. Like, he had like an outside trip type thing that he was trying to finish that ultimately got himself taken down, kind of like a triangle mount where basically Benoit Saint-Denis it's like a mount, but instead of having his legs around Dan Hooker's waist, he had one of the legs was over his shoulder, right? And he had one knee up. So he's basically like kind of sitting in like a crouch position, but if he rolled over onto his back, he could have locked out a triangle, right? As a triangle mount. And he had control of one of Dan Hooker's arms and he was just dropping elbows. And that situation could have been completely avoided if Dan Hooker just kept it on the feet. He was doing so well, right? And it makes me wonder, if Dan Hooker is doing that good, if he's threatening BSD that much with submission attempts, he's threatening him that much with good long rangey attacks. Even BSD said that at the end. He was like, he had a good game plan. Like, I had no answer for his long range attacks. He was controlling the space. Imagine what Charles Oliveira would do to him. Like, there's no way that fight would get past the first round. It's almost like BSD is too aggressive for his own good sometimes. I mean, obviously it's worked out in his last few fights, but we saw glimpses of what that can look like, right? Mm-hmm. When he fought Moicano, he got absolutely destroyed. Obviously, Dustin Poirier destroyed him, but...
Dude, what I hate about Dan Hooker is that he doesn't know what he's good at. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, you have been fighting for 10, 15 years, and you're still attempting takedowns on people who have good ground games. It's obviously it's a sign of low IQ, but it's so difficult to watch that happen in real time and see him rocking BSD in the feet, looking like he almost could have gotten him out of there.
Yeah, it was a winnable fight on the feet.
Oh,
yeah,
100%. The Dan Hooker KO prop was just like jingling over his head. You know what I mean? And it just never happened. It's frustrating. He's a street fighter. He belongs on street beefs, is what I have to say about that. You know what I mean?
See, I don't know if I agree with that, because I think he does have the technical skills on the feet to pick people apart. I think I get what you're saying, though. It is frustrating to see him. It's frustrating from our perspective, like from everyone watching it, it's so obvious in the first round what he needs to do to win that fight, but he just doesn't put it together. It's like he doesn't commit to it,
It's not a technique problem. It's an IQ problem. He has the
tactics,
IQ of an amateur fighter. That's the IQ he has. He has the he has the power, he has the technique, he has the mentality to go to war, but he just can't do what he needs to do. He can't adapt. It's not a technique problem to me. It's an IQ problem. And that's what's holding him from being the top of the division.
Yeah. Well, it was a good win though for Benoit Saint-Denis. I think he will probably break through into the top 5. I could see him fighting Patty. I actually think that would be probably the best fight to make at this point, because I think Paddy needs a few fights before he should fight for the belt again. It's looking like Gaethje's going to fight Ilya, and so I would bet the winner between Charles and Max maybe needs one more win. I think if Max beats Charles, he could probably get a title shot, but if Charles wins that fight, he'll probably need one more win. I think Paddy versus BSD is the perfect fight to make. And I think Paddy would absolutely destroy him in that fight. That's a really bad matchup for BSD because Paddy is super tough, right? He's not going to be intimidated by a lot of the things that BSD will throw at him, and he will take advantage of all those submission opportunities that BSD gives him. BSD just sticks his head out way too much. He just he gives people his neck, and he can't do that against Paddy. And that's kind of his only way he wins, you know? So I think that would not end well for him.
Ilya's got to start fighting because give it 4 months and we're gonna have 3 contenders that deserve a title shot, and Ilya's still dealing with family problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we have
Ilya needs to fight.
We have Gaethje. We're gonna have Arman, and we're gonna have the winner of Charles and Max. It's like, okay, we gotta who's fighting who? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Ilya needs to fight Gaethje soon, before the White House card. He needs to fight him like in April or May, and then maybe Arman or something like that can fight the winner of that fight or something along those lines. But